all doing well. Welcome to our Sunday night show, Mandatory Fun Time, where I interview a wonderful, amazing content creator. Today's interview is with Jmagsplays. How are you doing today? Oh, and you read it. Sorry. In Zoom, yeah. You're good. I muted you beforehand just to make sure that, yeah. You're good, you're good.
Hey, sorry about that. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Everybody, how's it going? Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me. D, appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So, I got to meet you because of Misfits and Monsters, I believe, when we did our D&D thing. Like, I didn't know you before. I saw your name in chat and Latinx and Gaming and everything like that. And you've always were a super cool dude, but I actually got the chance to work with you during that project. And you were, like, always so charismatic, so, like, kind and, like, happy-go-lucky and everything like that, and hardworking and dedicated. So I appreciate everything you do. And you're also, like, the social media manager for Latinx Gaming, right?
That is correct. I was fortunate enough to be given that opportunity. First and foremost, thank you very much to Lanix and Gaming for giving me the opportunity. It was kind of funny because I had like a question to ask one of the founding members. Hey, I'm trying to get
Yeah.
into marketing. I have a little bit of experience here and there. What can I do? And one of the founding members was like, reach out to me, DM me.
Yeah.
And from there on, it kind of, went a little bit more into, trying to get into the gaming industry, trying to get into marketing. They said, "Hey, would you be willing to come on board and help us out with social media marketing?" And I said, "Yes, please." So I
Oh,
took
that's so
advantage of the
cool. Yeah.
opportunity. I was given a shot, and it's been it's been since I think February has been
Yeah.
it's been
It's
since
been it's
February.
been a
So
while,
it's
yeah. So you've been doing it
yeah,
for,
it's been
and
a
it's
while.
always been like you've been doing such a great job, because I noticed the difference between how it was before and how it is now, and so you're really taking the reins on that and then doing like an awesome job. And before we go any further, could you please introduce yourself and what your brand is and everything like that?
Sure. So, my name is Joseph J Mags Plays. You can call me Joseph or Joe. It's all good. Not a problem. Um, my journey into the gaming industry is not conventional. My 9 to 5 is working in HR, accounting, finance. I process payroll. I'm
Yeah.
a senior payroll specialist. I've been doing that for about 8 years, but I have always had a love for gaming. I remember my dad, I don't know how he got the money. This was like back in the early 90s. He got an
Yeah.
Atari. I don't know how expensive Ataris were back in the day, but he got us that Atari.
Yeah.
And ever since then, Christmas time, got us a PS1, N64. I've been around games my whole life.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to do something in gaming, but it took me years and growing up and becoming an adult to
Yeah.
figure out, you know what, I want to be in gaming. I want to work in gaming in some form or fashion,
Yeah.
whether it is right now, what I'm doing, which is, accounting, HR, that sort of thing, or, what I'm trying to strive to get in to become, which is a social media manager,
Yeah.
community manager, or somewhere in the marketing space umbrella, So I love every moment of it. I love playing games and love interacting with people, collaborating with people in gaming industry,
Yeah.
learning how games, give inspiration to them and change people's lives for the positive. Obviously, there's other aspects, negative aspects
Yeah.
happen, but I love learning people's experiences in the gaming industry and how games have shaped and molded their lives since beginning as a
Yeah.
kid, all the way up to like adulthood and whatnot. Yeah.
That's super cool. So you're a social media manager, you work in HR and like payroll, and then you're a
Hmm.
Twitch streamer as well. So you do your
I
own
am.
content and everything. Were you also a veteran? I can't remember if
No,
oh, okay, okay, okay.
no, bet, no.
I thought like it came
Shout
up.
out to Truth, by the way. Love you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe it was one. Maybe that was the one who was in the military.
Yes, one for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
That's what I thought it was. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So it's great to have you here. I'm like super inspired by you and
I'm
everything like that.
excited.
Yeah. So it's super
Can
cool.
I just say one thing real quick?
Of course, go for it.
I love your beard. I am envious of
Oh,
your
thank you.
beard. Tell
Thank
me
you.
what's your secret, dude.
Genetics. It's just like that's it. I don't even do anything to it. I just like let it grow and it does this thing. So it's thank you, pops, and also my mom's for
Hey,
obnoxious
there
amount of
you
hair.
go.
Yeah.
Shout
So
out to parents.
exactly, exactly.
Shout out genetics.
Perfect. Okay, so you talked a little bit about this, but um, I want to know what is your origin story? Like, how did you get in? to either content creation or like
Mhm.
social, marketing, or even just like gaming? Like, how did you become a geek and everything like that? Like, what led you down this path?
Um, well, it's kind of weird. I had again love for gaming. I was introduced to anime and that sort of thing, comics, right when I was actually a teenager. I remember watching the original X-Men cartoon shows. I
Yeah,
used to watch it all the time religiously with my brother. My cousins, they were a little bit older. They had comic books and stuff, and some of our neighbors in the neighborhood had comic books and stuff.
yeah.
And I've it's been I just it's been something that I've been around around for a long period of time. Sorry, what was the second part? I am sorry, I'm tired.
No, you're good.
My fault
But
on that.
essentially, what is
Yeah.
your origin story? Like, what makes JMags? Like, how did JMags become JMag?
Well, it took a lot of hardships. Not to be like really sad or anything. I gotten bullied as a kid.
Yeah,
Growing up, I was a chubby kid, really soft spoken, kind of shy, and I got bullied heavily.
yeah,
And unfortunately, I'm still kind of experiencing those things. I try not to let it affect me
yeah.
in a negative way. I do experience, I do have depression and anxiety, which
Mhm.
of course, I'm more than happy to talk about that, a little later. But, um, you know, um, I just kind of remember, I kind of remember the things that I went through, and I see myself and kind of picture myself trying to change myself in the past, if that
Yeah,
makes any sense.
yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so what I like to do now is try to be a positive person
Yeah,
and try to help people who have struggled with heavy bullying, and who struggle
yeah.
currently with depression and anxiety. And one of the things I like to do is through gaming.
Hmm.
And I don't stream as much. I would love to, but
Yeah,
it's just sometimes my 9 to 5 just takes a back. It
yeah.
takes my energy away.
Not to
And
mention being a social media
um,
manager for Linux and gaming, it takes up other
yes,
free
which I
time.
love. I'm not
Yeah.
complaining that.
No, no, no. Yeah, but
That's
you got a
very
lot on your
important.
plate for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But when I do, I think about the community.
yeah,
What does the community want? What does the community need? Or how should they feel? Like I am part of different communities, and I want to feel like I belong. I want to
yeah,
feel positive. I want to feel like I'm having fun. And that's what I try to instill or give
yeah,
throughout the community, and through the people, the audience, the people who are looking at me or watching me
yeah.
play these games. Yeah.
That's good. That's awesome. And I'm glad you. I'm so sorry to hear that you went through those hard times when you were younger. It like byproduct, not only like weight issues, but also being brown in America and everything like that. It all like
Right.
accumulates to this like hard. It's like when you create a character in a video game, it's like you set your difficulty level to like from easy to like hard. Just because of that. So I completely
Yeah.
relate and I totally understand. Everything about that. So, which actually leads into the next question. So, as content creators, we can often find ourselves working beyond our limits and ultimately burning out. What are your
Mhm.
own self care techniques to ensure that your mental health is taken care of?
I'm gonna be for real with you.
Hmm.
I sometimes don't do a lot of things, and
Yeah.
maybe I do some things that I shouldn't be doing.
Hmm.
I do. I don't like to burn bridges. I will not say what company or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be, but I've had experience in the past a lot of burnout because of my 9 to 5 job,
Yeah.
specifically when it comes to like the environment that I'm being surrounded with. But that's another subject for another day. I'm
Yeah.
not trying to concentrate on that. But some things that I know that I can do and it's available to me, but I just don't practice as
Yeah.
much as I should. Meditation.
Yeah.
I've YouTubed free videos, of course, on how to meditate, guided meditation,
Yeah.
that sort of thing, and that's actually helped me in some form or fashion. One thing that I kind of should go back to is therapy.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to have health insurance,
Yeah.
and with the health insurance comes a few free sessions of therapy,
Yeah.
and that actually has helped a lot.
Same.
Um,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like the first session or two, it's kind of like kind of hectic because you're bringing a lot of stuff that you've been like that's so internally like
Yeah.
it's so deep within you, you know what I mean? And but wow, when you're actually like just saying it out to somebody who's not judgmental,
Yeah. They're a neutral party. They're not even. Yeah.
yes.
Exactly.
And by the way, I just want to say this: if anybody's experiencing anything right now, whether it's depression, anxiety, you're going through something, you're and nothing's it, it's not wrong for you to seek help.
Hmm.
You're not being a hindrance, you're not being a bother. And if somebody's flat out saying that you're being a bother, or if it shows, go to someone else, please. Go
Yeah.
to therapy. It helps. You'll feel better for sure. But the more you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true because like there is a quote. I can't remember what exactly it is, but it's essentially like if you don't tend to your emotional wounds, then you're gonna bleed over everyone you come across. You know, so like you're going
Yes.
to it's gonna come out. You know, if you don't fix it. So
Yeah.
that's completely true. You know, and I completely agree on that. And what's funny is that my last two interviews with Boribop and
Mhm.
Yesenia. We both know because we worked with it
Yeah.
in the past and like their Latinx gaming and everything, and they said the same thing that like therapy was something that really helped them, and not only that, but they were like almost scared to go to therapy. And in my personal opinion, I think it's because of our Latinx culture and like sort of heritage,
Oh
where
yeah.
like yeah, especially as male figures, we're supposed to be the strong, the stoic, the nothing gets to us at all, you know, and it may even transcend like being brown, but even just being a man, you know, in America sort of thing is like you're
Yeah.
supposed to be
Yeah.
this like stoic figure, but that's not the case, you know. Like there's we have breakdowns, you know, we need to cry, we need to like, you know, process our
Definitely.
self-esteem issues and everything like that.
Yes.
Otherwise, you know, like cuz for my family at least, um they always demonized going to therapy, and they settled, and yet they would go to the bottle, or like you know seek out women or anything like that in order to
Yeah.
numb the pain. And you know there's you can never sleep with enough women, or you can never drink enough alcohol and get rid of the problem. You know it's always going to be there, just like. So I'm glad we're in a day and age where therapy is becoming more and more normalized, and we actually are sorting out our issues and getting results, you know.
Yeah. No, I understand that, and when when you're seeking help by a form of alcohol
Yeah.
or weed or whatever the case may be,
Even
it's
gaming
usually
is
temporary.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you feel better um while you're doing it,
Yeah.
but I mean, the next day it's just like I feel like shit again.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there's other things you can do,
Yeah.
or multiple things you can do at the same time to kind of make sure you kind of better yourself
Yeah.
in the long term. But it's just, it's you got to find a safe, healthy routes, or if you will.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
the beautiful thing about therapy is that like this person like when I went to therapy,
Mhm.
it was like a 68-year-old like Jewish dude, and he was so chill. Like
Mhm.
we had such complete different experiences in life, but he was just like, you know, tell me all about yourself. Like don't hold anything back, just go for it. Like tell us how D'Angelo, you know, got to this point or whatever.
Right.
And then it was just like you said, it was a weird experience to just be like,
It was.
usually I have to hold this stuff in and pretend like put on facades and everything, and now I gotta,
Yeah.
you know, tell my darkest secrets to this person. And he had no judgment, and he's just like, you know, started asking real questions and be like,
Mhm.
why do you feel that way? Do you feel like there's any validation or justification for this or anything like that? And he made me have to, you know, answer him back with, you know, so it was a wild experience. I only had 6 sessions, but it was helped tremendously, you know.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so it's
I definitely recommend therapy for sure. Yeah, and
yeah,
again, you're not being a bother. You're not
hmm
being, a person, or you're not being soft, or whatever it is that
yeah,
they tell you that you are because you're seeking therapy. Is the opposite. You're
yeah,
not. You're actually taking care of yourself. You're taking care of something very important,
yeah.
yourself. You know, so take advantage of it. Do it. Yeah,
Exactly. That was and
it's worth it.
yeah, this will be the last thing, and we'll like move on to the next
Yeah,
question.
no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember growing up, and people would be like, you need to channel, how The Rock feels. Like The Rock wouldn't get, down in the dumps about this. The Rock wouldn't X, Y, and Z about this. And it always made me
Right.
feel like shit because it was like, oh, I'm weaker than, I'm lesser than, this human being who, because obviously he never feels anything. But that's the truth is he's a human being. And like we
Mm-hmm.
all go through these bouts, even like from Beyonce to like, Prince and all these different people like experience the highs and the lows, the self-esteem issues,
Mm-hmm.
the anxieties, the depressions. Life just is so hard that it gets anyone down. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
yeah, it's one of those truths of life that everyone's going through it. So it's like you should never ever feel like you're lesser than, yeah, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
No,
So
yeah, you're definitely right on that. That's
yes.
right. Great point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, next question. Now I know that you've accomplished so much during your career as a Twitch streamer, as like your normal job and a social media manager and everything like that. But what I want to know about is the L's that you've experienced in your life or career or what have you. Now, usually L's stand for losses, but I interviewed a wonderful woman by the name of Eliana Murillo, and she rephrased the term that L's no longer stand for losses; they stand for lessons. So, what would you say one of the biggest L's in your life was that you learned from and made you better than who you were before?
Um, I think there's obviously I've experienced a bunch of L's, but
Yeah.
the most important ones are the ones that actually stick to me the most, and they're more micro L's, if you will,
Hey,
because it
that's up.
just
Yeah.
depends on how many instances you've gone through. But
Yeah.
I think those type of L's would be, you know, people trying to control what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
Whether if you're growing up, if you want to be a chef, you want to be a paleontologist, you want to be in the music industry in Hollywood, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
do it. Make that money. If you love it, make that money and be successful.
Yeah.
But friends, people on social media who don't know you, even family, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
they'll try to either sway you because they're either scared,
Yeah.
or they just don't think you'll amass to that
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is that you're shooting for or reaching for.
Yeah.
And what I like to say, that's a bunch of bullshit. Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
If even if you're an artist and you if you make money, great. You make a bunch of money, great. If you make decent money, okay. But as long as you love what you
Yeah.
do it. And I've
Exactly.
experienced that where I've listened to people, unfortunately, and I changed careers because I was feeling like I was basically having imposter syndrome,
Yeah.
not thinking that I'm not going to be able to do whatever it is that I was capable of doing because I didn't have it in me. But
Yeah.
that's BS. Yeah. So those are L's. Those are the L's. Yeah.
I relate to that a lot. Yeah, because it's the same. Well, for me, one of the biggest things was that I grew up in a house full of artists. So
Mhm.
while everyone else in our community or family was working for the city, was in construction, was
Mhm.
doing all these sort of jobs to provide for, even in the army and everything like that, to provide for their families, which is honorable and
Yeah.
everything. My parents came up and was like, we want to be artists, we want to be musicians, and we want to paint and everything like that. And everyone in my family told my parents, like, you're gonna ruin those kids. You're forcing them to go poor because you don't want to get an actual job, and therefore, you guys are bad parents. And then it must have been like hell for my parents, but they stuck it through. They believed in themselves, doubled down and everything, and they ended up thriving because of it, because they stuck with it. I mean, my childhood, the entire time, was every weekend we had to go to another art event. Like, they had to hustle to make it work, but they
Yeah.
did make it work, and that inspired my sister and I to pursue our own passions. Granted, I got on the train late because I had a ton of unaddressed social or self-esteem issues and everything like that, anxiety. But my sister, who now works for BuzzFeed and has a lot of things going on for her,
Yeah.
it's Maya Murillo, by the way, Maya in the moment, so you can check her
Yeah, for
out.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, she has
I know who she is, and it's awesome what she's doing. And
yeah.
it's cool that you're related to her, which is it's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, she's amazing. I'm so proud
Good
of
for
her
her. Yeah.
because our train of thoughts were so radically different. Because mine was that I really really want to be like a content creator. I think I'm funny. I think I can tell stories that will inspire people and make them laugh and do all these kind of things. But I'm not really that good. I misspell words every so often, so therefore I'm not a good writer. Because like
Mm,
clearly a good writer would never misspell a word or make any sort of grammatical error
right.
or anything like that, you know. So my sister, however, she's like, I want to be an actress and I'm just gonna do it. And she just like
Mm,
did it, picked up a camera, did everything like that, and she thrived because of it. Because like that's like the true secret about everything is that no matter what industry you want to get into, you absolutely have it in you to do that. You just got to put in the time and effort and hard work and like learn everything. And it's like there are logical, rational ways to get to that point. It's just
yes.
probably takes more hard work than we think at the time, but it's possible. So there's no reason, and I feel like being Latinx, it can be even harder because a lot of times our families will be like, no, don't do that. Take, your uncle has a job like an opening in construction, so go ahead and just
Mm,
do that, and like don't try to do anything, like don't risk
right.
anything, which comes from a place of love, obviously, but that doesn't get you what you want. Living safe your whole life doesn't actually amount to you living your life.
Mhm.
So it's
No, I understand.
yeah.
Yeah, I it's hard right now trying to you know kind of juggle my 9 to 5 and trying to get in another industry or break into another
Hmm.
industry and trying to juggle what I do on the side. Or,
Yeah.
I'm not on the side. It's very important to me. I don't want to say on the side, but like working as a social media manager for Latinx and gaming.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm just a Latino Mexican kid from the city of
Hmm.
South side of Chicago. I just want to show people, kids who are looking at me or at my streams
Yeah.
or what or that know of me, that it can be done. It's just
Yeah.
you have to work hard. You know what I mean? And
Exactly.
especially when once you get older, it gets harder. Not to say it
Yeah.
can't be done, but when you get older, it does get a little bit harder to achieve certain things.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, it's very cool. I love this topic. It's like really awesome. So pivoting on the other end of the spectrum, what would you say one of your favorite W's are that you take the most pride in? Whether it's a small accomplishment in the beginning or something like massive that you
Mhm.
just like, I killed it. That was like I earned this victory and I got it.
Three things that come to mind. Number one, actually, the most important thing is
Yeah.
graduating from college.
Yeah.
And to a lot of people, it's like, it's okay. It's just you're just
No, it's
graduating.
good.
For
Yeah.
me, it was important because maybe you'll guess how old I am, but I graduated high school in '03,
Yeah.
and I went to college for a year at a community college in Chicago, and all I wanted to do was just hang out.
Yeah.
I flunked a couple of classes. I did pretty good in a couple others, English 101 especially, of course. But I'm like, you know what? It's just not for me right now. I just want to work
Yeah.
and make some money and buy me some clothes and some
Yeah.
nice Jordans or whatever. Boy, was I wrong. I should have done something else, obviously,
Yeah.
or some done a little bit better in school.
Yeah.
But life happens. I was working. I got married, and I said, you know what? I think I want to go back to school. So I ended up going to school
Yeah.
again, and it took me a while longer, but I just graduated last year.
Wow,
Uh,
congratulations.
Class of 2020. Unfortunately, it was a pandemic. Damn it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Uh, and I really wanted to conventional like ceremony,
Yeah.
but the pandemic things, so they said, you know
Life.
what, we're gonna
Yeah.
have a drive-by ceremony.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, but no, thank you. I like
Yeah.
it's just the actual walking thing is just not gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, at least I graduated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. The second thing is well, actually, two things. The second thing is getting an opportunity to work with and through Latinx and gaming.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people that don't know what Latinx gaming is, it's a nonprofit organization that helps Latinx, Latinos,
Yeah.
Latins in the gaming industry, find jobs and get the opportunities, get mentored, and help them get the step forward into what they want to do in the gaming
Yeah.
industry, whether it's game devs, marketing, like me, anything
Yeah.
involving gaming. Period. Um, that's what they do, and that's what they specialize in. And I'm forever grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
So, Christina, Juan, Joe, Elaine, Fernando,
Judy. Yeah.
from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Same. Because they they're always down to give us opportunities. I feel bad because I always harass them with ideas. And I'm like, what if we do a charity stream for this and that and this? And they're like, yeah, that's cool. The Angels just
Yeah,
like
just do
go
it.
do the
Yeah, there
yeah.
you
So it's like
go.
they're
No,
cool. So they're like
don't say
super
that.
awesome. Yeah. So we appreciate them for sure. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
for sure.
Was there another thing that you were proud of?
Well, it's kind of like it helped me. It
Yeah.
was something I was proud of. So I guess in one sense it is a W.
Okay.
So me being like the shy, kind of like reserved person, I said, you know what, I got to do something, right?
Yeah.
So there is a mall in south suburbs of Chicago, Chicago Ridge Mall. Shout out to Chicago Ridge. They actually had like a talent showcase, right?
Yeah.
So there was like a bunch of producers and any people that working in the industry looking for talent. And so I said, I'm going to sign myself up. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think, and whatever happens, happens. And
Yeah.
so I pushed myself out there. I risked my, what I believed in, and this opportunity came, and I said, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah.
And so you either, improv a commercial, sing or dance, and I can't sing first. Shit.
Yeah.
I
It's
can,
all right. You got good looks, so it's all you need.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you, genetics again. Thank you, mom
exactly
and dad.
right. Yeah.
I can't dance. I mean, I can dance, but I can't dance. And there's a lot of talented dancers out there, and I can't do that. So I'm like, I'm gonna improv something. And so I improv. I don't know what the whole spiel or the verbiage is, but basically it was a 5 gum commercial. And it was fun. It was nerve wracking.
Yeah.
But they test you on looking at the camera, and all sort of things, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't actually get a contract to be represented by a talent agency, but I was told that I'm able to what is it called? Do contract work, outside of like being represented by somebody, by an actual entity. So yeah, that's a W because I
wait. Did you say you were in a commercial?
Never picture myself doing that.
Yeah.
Myself out there. So.
Did you say you were in a commercial?
No, I wasn't in a commercial.
Okay.
I wish.
I was gonna say, like, are you also an actor? It's like Jesus.
I mean, I can be.
Yeah, right.
Why not? Hey,
exactly.
I might have some experience.
Yeah, that's one of the wildest things in life that it just blows my mind is that you like there are certain things that you can get, you just need to ask for it, like sort of like just blatantly. Like one of the things that always runs through my mind that like haunts me, not anymore because I'm in a good situation, all that kind of stuff, but was that there was a girl in high school, hopefully Alexa isn't listening to this, but there was a girl in high school and she was like the finest girl that I had like a super huge crush on and everything. And every day I was like, I want to ask her on a date, but no, she'll say no. There's no point doing it because we'll ruin my friendship with her, and like she'll not want to talk to me or whatever because things get weird and all that kind of stuff, and X, Y, and Z. So I psyched myself out. Never even asked this girl. Years later, after we got out of high school and everything like that, I met her again and we got to chat. And I and she admitted that like I had the biggest crush on you, but I was so scared to ask you out because like da da da. And I was like, what? And then and I was like, if I just even asked you out, she would have said yes. And then that would like it blew my mind. And then like since that day, it was kind of like, all right, from now on, we're just gonna shoot our shot. Like we're worthy. That's after like therapy and everything like that. It was like. We're worthy, we're competent, we're capable, we're valid. There's no reason we shouldn't even try for what we want. So from now on, it's just like, do we want it? Try for it. And then the worst that can happen is no, And now things are working because just trying, just asking like, hey, can I participate in this? And then it's wild. So I'm glad.
You never know until you try.
Yeah.
Until you at least ask or shoot your shot. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm glad
that would be my number one regret, not doing something.
Yeah.
And trying to see if I'm successful at it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And I'm just like want to take a moment to say I'm very proud of us being here and having gone to therapy and being stronger versions of ourselves. So it's like it's good vibes. So it's good stuff.
Good vibes, yes.
And then
okay, positive.
What geeky passions would you say fuel you and your creativity that make you who you are today?
Um, t- to be honest, a lot of there's it's just mainly been gaming.
Yeah.
One of the things that actually got me into a lot of geeky, nerdy type of things is Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I just it was my first time watching Pokemon. It's considered anime, right? Is it
Yeah,
considered anime?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's my first time. A lot of people had other experiences with anime. That's
Yeah.
my experience with anime. At the beginning, I love the caricatures. I
Yeah.
love the premise and I I started collect. I started watching it religiously. I
Yeah.
started collecting Pokemon cards and playing with the Pokemon
Oh, that's
cards,
super cool.
and I think I still have them. And actually, I was telling you before we got on that I went to my parents' house in a weekend, and that's why I
Yeah.
look a little tired because I had to drive 3 hours. But either way, I was looking for my binder with the Pokemon cards, and I couldn't find them there. I'm
Oh
like, I think they might be in the
no.
attic at
Yeah.
home. So whatever. I want after this, I'm gonna go look for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and Dragon Ball Z, I used to watch it with my brother religiously a lot
Yeah.
too. Shout out to Goku, uh, such an amazing hero.
Yeah.
Um, but those actually were kind of like the experiences that got me into a lot more of the geekiness
Yeah.
inside of me, if you will. Marvel, of course.
Yeah.
I
Good
love
one.
Marvel. Shout outs to Captain America. I see that shirt right there. Shout outs
Oh,
to new
thank you. Thank you.
Captain
Thank you.
America, not the one that in
Winter
the
Soldier and
Falcon and
Falcon.
Winter Soldier
Yeah.
one. Yeah, nope.
I know.
That's not my Captain America.
I have
Okay.
so many opinions about that show. Like one day I'll have to do a TED talk about it. So it's so good. Yeah.
But neither here or there. I don't want to spoil anything. You know what I mean? If you haven't watched it,
Yeah.
spoiler alert. But yeah, that's those are some of like the things that made me become like the geekiness or the
Yeah.
geek that I am now. Gaming, a lot of gaming.
That's awesome. One
Yeah.
thing that blows my mind about Pokemon, um, is that apparently, well, not even apparently. So
Yeah.
in Pokemon, there was a great war that happens like before like red version, like blue version, all yeah. You obviously
Hmm.
like know about it and everything like that. And I didn't know that where there was like a bloody war that consumed the lives of so many people, uh, and that's the reason why there are barely any adults around, at least male figures that are in the world.
Hmm.
They're usually like, children or like elderly and all that kind of stuff. And then a lot of women have positions in a lot of like power because they like a lot of the men went to war and died because of a Pokemon sort of war. And like that's why the graveyards are so full and there's so many spirits
Hmm.
around because there's so many like, so that blew my mind when I heard about it. But and then there's even a game that focuses on that war as well. So
Hmm.
like, and I always can imagine Pokemon to be like this happy-go-lucky, this super like wholesome sort of thing. And then little did I know there was this darkness that was like
Yeah.
around it. So I was like, oh my god. So
Yeah, there's usually a dark story before the happy,
yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean? And I think I think it was like a nuclear war, if I'm not mistaken, and
Oh
that's
yeah.
how Pokemon were created somehow, and that's how Pokemon had their powers because of the
Yeah.
whole nuclear, uh, you know, war that happened after the fact. Yeah, that's how the
Interesting.
animals were affected and became the Pokemon that we know of
Yeah.
today. I don't know. I don't know if it's legit or if it's canon, but
Yeah.
that's what I've read. Who knows if it's true or not?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. That is so good. I love it so much. Oh my god.
yeah.
Okay, so let's say that you could turn back the clock and go and
Mhm.
visit yourself in one of your most vulnerable moments in your life. And you could sit down next to yourself and a younger version, and what advice would you give to make their journey a little bit easier?
Well, I will say this, Joe. Hopefully, in your timeline, if you discover space traveling or time traveling, I'm sorry, and you see this, just know that you're special, that you're valid, that you are important, and what you need to do is stand up for yourself and tell your bullies, F you. I forgive you, but F you. I'm saying that now. In my present timeline,
Yeah.
I forgive you, but F you. Either way, anyways, you're
Yeah.
important, you're valid. people love you, and it's okay to be weird. What is normal?
Hmm.
You know
Doesn't
what I mean?
exist. Yeah.
It doesn't exist. Be whoever you want to be in life. Who cares what other people think? If you want to be a chef, if you want to be an archaeologist, if you want to work in Egypt, find dinosaur bones like you wanted to
Yeah.
when you were younger, hell, an astronaut, do that. Just
Yeah.
love what you do, and just be happy. Just be happy. There's going to be some tough things happening ahead of you, and it sucks, but you will see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you will see sunshine and rainbows after a storm is over, because it doesn't
Yeah.
last forever. It does not last forever. Be you. And this is the my
You sure?
hoodie that
Yeah.
says be you. This is why I'm wearing it right now, because I wholeheartedly believe in being yourself, whether you know uh, whatever walk of life, whatever you believe in, religion, whoever you are, be you.
Yeah.
Be the special you that you need to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
beautiful. That this resonates a lot to me because I'm a stepdad to a wonderful 6 year old. He's a boy and everything like that,
Yeah.
and he has so much charisma and so much confidence in everything he does that he's like,
Yeah.
I'm super cool, I'm the best, I'm super smart, X, Y, and Z. Like he does not miss a beat. So I wonder, like, we all kind of were that way when we were little. We did not know
Mm.
about self esteem or anxiety or a lot of these things when we were little. How old was it when we like kind of lost that, like what happened to us, who told us we couldn't do it, and then like our dreams sort of like melted or went blew in the wind, and we became this like sheltered version of ourselves that was like, I don't know what I can do, I'm not good at anything, X, Y, and Z. Like it's heartbreaking to see him, like, and to know that one day he's gonna hit that as well. Like, even though I might try to my best to shelter him and prevent it, ultimately life is gonna like teach him that, like, or somehow some way will strip him of that confidence. Hopefully not, but like, like how old were we when that happened to us? And it's so sad that it does, and like that
Mm.
it took us this long to regain our groove, like our confidence, to
Yeah.
understand that we are like kings and queens and like everything in between. And yeah, it's wild. It blows my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. What I sometimes I forget about my motto and mantra, but
Yeah.
because I think about that in retrospect. At one point that I become the adult that I am now,
Yeah.
but forget about all of the cool stuff and all like the innocent feelings that I've
Yeah.
had. But I always say, never lose your inner kid.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is that you do, never lose your inner kid. Have fun.
Yeah.
Try to be as positive as possible and shine the light to others and shine the light to yourself, of course.
Yeah.
But never lose your inner kid.
Exactly.
Never.
Yeah, it's so true, because that's where the creativity spawns from. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
your ability to be like, this is cool, let's run with it. So,
Yeah.
okay, so where can we find you online?
Well, I all across the board, I'm at Jmagsplays.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram as Jmagsplays. I actually have a TikTok. Have a few videos. It's if you're into goofiness, food, and a little bit of everything. I'm trying to upload gaming things too on there.
Yeah.
You can find me at Jmagsplays there. Twitter, of course. That's where I'm at mostly more often than not.
Yeah.
At JMax Plays. I also stream, of course, like we've said earlier, at JMax Plays. I play a lot of Apex Legends. I
Woo-woo.
try to, yeah, Apex Legends, yeah. Shout out Booty Bop. You were trying to get
I'm
her.
trying to get on your guys' level. Yeah.
Yeah, no secret. We're just, trying our best and everything. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I try to be a variety streamer, play and gamer, but it's just Apex just consumes me.
Same.
What else? It's super fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube, of course, at JMax Plays, and Discord at JMax Plays. Yeah, everywhere. JMX
Nice.
Plays.
That's super cool. So,
Yeah.
if you've never seen any one of my interviews,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of an interview, what I do is I take a moment to be like real with you and be genuine with you and everything like that. So for the next, for the I know for
I'm
the,
just playing.
for the next few moments, you cannot refute anything. You cannot like deflect or anything like that. So it's just
No.
like affirmation time and all that. So
Mhm.
Joseph, Jmagsplays, I want to be real with you that I've always appreciated you, your hard work, your dedication, your good vibes that you bring. You're always like, you've always made me feel and everyone around feel welcome and warm and like this is a safe space. We can all be creative and just hang out, like being homies and all that kind of stuff. And I appreciate that about you, especially knowing that you have anxiety and depression and the bad that you've suffered, in your life. And you are now a shining like Latinx champion of the people, being so smart and creative and kind-hearted and everything like that. Like you made it, dude. Like you're here, you're thriving, and I appreciate you being like that. I get to be in your presence and to be with you and do all this sort of stuff. So I want to say thank you for everything you do. Please keep investing in yourself and do like whatever it is you want to do. Just go for it because you will succeed. You are too talented and too hardworking and good looking and everything like that to not chase your dreams and all that. And just want to give you
I
that
really
good
appreciate
vibes. Yeah.
Vibes upon vibes.
Exactly,
Everybody
exactly.
gets vibes all
Exactly.
around. Good vibes. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's a struggle at times, and even to hear something like that positive,
Yeah.
like it is a struggle to hear sometimes, but it's
Yeah.
it's always welcoming. It's kind of like I remember Justin Timberlake won like a lifetime achievement award at MTV Music Awards at one point, and he's like, I don't deserve this, but I'll still accept it. And I kind of like every time I hear something positive,
Yeah.
I have the same kind of mentality. Like I don't deserve this, and of course we all deserve
Hmm.
the all the things that come to us, the
Yeah. We're trying to
positive
get to that
things.
level where someone says something nice about us and we're like, you're goddamn right. And then like,
That's right. I'm not.
exactly.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
No,
one day we'll get to there.
I
But for
appreciate.
right now, yeah, we just like uncomfortably accept the compliments. So it's like, so it's good.
I
So
thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much, D'Angelo.
absolutely.
You've been a blessing. I can't wait for Misfits and Monsters Part Two.
Yes. Yeah. Later this year, I believe.
And
Yeah.
once the pandemic is over, obviously I'm kind of in the gaming industry already. I've
Yeah.
always wanted to do Comic Cons and gaming cons. And I know you through, digital means, of course,
Yeah.
but I really hope that we get to hang out one day in the future,
Absolutely.
near
Yeah.
future. It would be a freaking pleasure, dude. Honestly, thank you very
Yeah, for
much for
sure.
everything.
One day,
You've been a great person.
yeah, of course. One day we'll have to go to a California convention. Then we can meet up with any of the homies there, and then we can all like get drinks and get food and everything like that. And then
Yeah, let's get it.
it'll be so good. All right, everyone. So I want to thank you guys all for being here. Make sure to check out J Mags Plays. He's amazing in every single way. And thank you again for being here, J Mags. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.